Welcome back to consecutive day 796 of the Diary of a Runpreneur. Please remember that this vlog is part of my fundraising challenge to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon. Check the link in the comments below to find out more on how you can support it, but do give this a subscribe and share. The more people we get in front of, the more money we raise. Thanks for your support, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 796, the Diary of a Runpreneur, and I'm going to start today with a bit of an entrepreneurial rant. Just certain things just are never easy, and I always find this is not predominantly about entrepreneurship. I think this is predominantly more about being a landlord, and especially if you're a landlord who works in the social sector. So I deal with a lot of tenants who are on benefits, and I also deal with shared housing. So I'm a landlord of an HMO landlord, if you like, which stands for houses of multiple occupation. And people always think that property is glamorous. It's anything but, and especially when you have to deal with councils, because councils and the government, in many respects, I've got to be a little bit careful what I say here, but there is an element of corruption that goes on, because the problem with the benefit system is that people that are in poverty or on supported living, let's go past these people a second. Yeah, people who are on state support ultimately get discounts from the government for their living costs and things like housing benefit, council tax reductions, all these types of things that they get as part of their benefits package. But the problem is it's quite easy for a social tenant to say to the council, "Oh, my landlord pays this," and then the council, if they could charge the landlord pays a full amount. Whereas if the tenant paid it, who's on benefits, they'd pay maybe 25% of their council tax bill. So clearly the government and the council are motivated to go after the landlord, even when the landlord's not liable. And the amount of times I get this with the councils and utility companies in particular, where quite clearly the tenancy agreement states the responsibility of who's liable for these bills, whether it's the council tax bill or water bill or whether it's electricity and gas. Yet the tenants will explain to the provider that it's the landlord's responsibility, and then straight away the provider will come off the landlord. And okay, 9 times out of 10 it's relatively easy to provide the tenancy agreement and to get the liability switched back over to the liable party, i.e. the tenant. But the amount of work and administration that goes into this, providing supporting documentation, and sometimes it even gets as far as tribunals and appeals and even court appearances in worst case scenarios. And it's just incredibly frustrating that the landlord always seems to be the one that's targeted. And I know that there are dodgy landlords out there as well, and I get all that as well, because it is a bit of a cutthroat industry. But you just expect that when you've got legally binding documentation for the government, especially the councils, to charge the right and correct person, just to make it hugely amusing, because it is farcical. I'm actually being charged council tax on 3 properties that I sold over 3 years ago, and still liability hasn't changed, and I've been chased for monies that clearly I don't own, and I've been pushing to get to a court date, but obviously COVID scuppered all of that with contact with people and all that side of things. And it's just incredibly frustrating that these things, and they take up so much of your time and energy, but I suppose that's part and parcel of it. So on the positive side, made a fairly substantial sale today in the business. In the other side of the business, the social housing group side of the business, and we've also managed to get some approvals from the social housing provider for a 26-bed property and an 11-bed property, which is really exciting, because there's obviously a really good deal. They house a lot of people who need it, and the beauty of working with social housing providers is all the stuff I was talking about just previously about being a landlord. Technically, the social housing provider is the one that has to sort all of that on these instances, so it's a lot more hands-free. So it's just another reason why being a landlord is often not the most glamorous route, and if you can find a sort of social housing provider or a big entity to kind of deal with that, it just makes life a million times easier as the business owner, if you like. So anyway, that's my kind of rant over. So what's happened today? I'm still in the glorious San Agustin in Gran Canaria, and today we went to Maspalomas Beach, and Maspalomas is it's quite interesting because there's Playa del Ingaus, which is the kind of 18th to 30s area of Maspalomas, which is full of bars and late night drinkeries and all this type of stuff. And then just further past that, you've got the sand dunes. There's like a beautiful kind of national park, an area of outstanding beauty. And then beyond that, you've got kind of a more upmarket Maspalomas, which is a really nice high-level hotels and eateries and stuff. And yeah, so we were at that beach today. Interesting, there's a nudist beach right by it, which is quite a sight. You've got all these kind of old age pensioners incredibly proud of their anatomy standing around. It's quite next to the main beach where everybody generally sunbathes, but it's quite interesting seeing how culturally different it is. But yeah, the kids found it hilarious. But anyway, beautiful day in the sun, and then walking along the really nice area of Maspalomas along the coast and having nice food and going around a few shops and that. Beautiful day. So a really nice day today. It's just a shame that from such a good day with stuff going on in the business is really good, you get more of these ongoing issues with liability of debt, which I'm 100% adamant I'm not liable for. And it'd be easy in many instances sometimes for you to just pay it, because it's often the easier route, because the route of fighting false liability or incorrect liability is so long and lengthy and draining. But sometimes in life you just have to fight for what you believe in, what you stand for, and if it's the right thing to do, you should follow through with it. But unfortunately it just takes up a lot of time, effort and energy. But anyway, that's it for me today. As always, please remember that this vlog is part of the Runpreneur Challenge, which is my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon. Check the link in the comments below to find out more and how you can support it. But do give us a subscribe and a share. As the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise. Thanks for your support. Stay positive, stay happy, I'll see you again tomorrow.